its decision.
Do you think?
And the Wall Street, just one last thing. The Wall Street Journal had an article about 2 months ago. The headline of that article was, "The energy transition is now unstoppable." So if it's unstoppable, we want the United States to be right there at the head of the line, putting the technologies out, doing the things necessary. And unfortunately, the current administration just has walked away from that marketplace, which doesn't make sense.
Do you think that there's sort of one sign of progress from the last decade that feels the most significant to you, kind of the one thing that you're like, this kind of shows the progress that we've made?
I think it's the power of renewable energy. Renewable energy has proven itself in the marketplace. It's providing electricity. There's a backlog on the turbines, the gas turbines you need to create the electricity in order to cool data centers, AI data centers. And a lot of the energy, a lot of this is driven by the demands for energy of AI and the marketplace generally. So if we can provide that without emissions, I think you can be a winner in the marketplace. One of the examples of that is a company called Fervo. Fervo is a U.S. company. It's based in Texas. It had a pilot project out in Nevada, and now it has a prototype it's building in Utah. It's going to be providing electricity very quickly. It's going to be 100% clean. Think about that. So the minute that starts to hit the marketplace, there's just huge opportunity waiting to be taken.
Do you think that do you think these economic forces are enough to counter sort of the loss of appetite and multilateralism? We've seen, this loss of appetite isn't just among the leaders. It feels like the general population too is kind of shifting away from this type of work. And do you think the economic factors are enough to kind of counter that trend?
If people really get to feel them and see them, yes. I think economics, look, if your electricity is going to be 1/3 cheaper or significantly cheaper than you're currently paying, believe me, people are going to rush to take that electricity. And that's what's happening in Great Britain. There's a company there, that the company I'm in is invested in, and that company is Octopus. If you go to London, you can't miss it. There are big ads up about it. And it's a way to distribute energy in a more effective, cost-effective, client-friendly manner. And it works. Working brilliantly. And so I think that more and more, price always determines a lot of these things. You come in with a widget that costs 50% less than something else you're currently using. That's when people go buy it, particularly if it's a good product.
I think it was back in 2015, you had said, I think in one of the public speaking venues right before Paris, is that if we fail, future generations will not and should not forgive those who ignore this moment. And I think looking back at that statement 10 years later, how do you feel? Do you feel like we failed, or do you feel like we're on the right track?
We have the right track defined. We have the right track agreed upon. We know what works and what doesn't to a large measure. We're just not pushing down that road fast enough. So, call it glass half full, half empty. I mean, I'm not going to get lost in those comparisons. I just know that we have to go faster still. But we are making tremendous tremendous progress. I genuinely feel optimistic. I really do, because I have huge confidence and admiration for a lot of the entrepreneurial capacity of our country and other parts of the world. But we really do lead a lot of that. Now we're ceding it, unfortunately, to China in certain technology regarding climate. So my hope is that the administration will see this and recognize that they should do an about turn. It would be good for the country. No politics involved. Just do it because it's going to make a lot of people, it's going to ease the budget for a lot of folks at home who are buying more expensive electricity today from oil and gas. So I think the more we can transition, the better, obviously, for all those reasons. And none of the reasons of moral compulsion in life, they're all there, but they don't persuade people. It's hard to buy into the idea that 30 years now, 20 years now, somebody young people who are, reading about this and learning on the internet and hearing from friends and beginning to see examples are becoming more and more intolerant of the indifference that other folks seem to be showing. And I think that's going to show up in the voting box. It's going to become a voting issue, just as Earth Day in 1970 produced massive turnout of people and a political impact that defeated a lot of Congress people because they weren't on board. And all of a sudden we created the Clean Air Act, Safe Drinking Water, Marine Mammal Protection, Coastal Zone Management, created the Environmental Protection Agency. All of those things came from actions of people wanting change. And believe me, that's what people want today. They want a reality check in the American political sphere, and they want to get about the business of building a better future.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Good luck with all you're doing. Thank you.
Well, thank you to Secretary Kerry and to GRIST Kat Bagley for that, and thank you to our panelists, Manish, Big Wind, and Danielle for sharing their experiences at COP30 this year. We will be sending out the video and the chat, so keep an eye out for those. And to keep up with more from GRIST, you can subscribe to our newsletters at grist.org/subscribe. GRIST is also a non-profit organization, and we provide all of our content reporting free to the public without a paywall. You can learn more and support our work at grist.org/membership. Thanks, and goodbye.
Chance to hear the WEBNRE meeting with 68 Secretary of State John Kerry today. My comment is, it is not emission, carbon dioxide emission, no. It is, the climate is changing from the desalination plants, brine disposal to or dumping back to oceans and seas. That is changing the climate. IPCC need $122 trillion to correct the climate. But with the rules and regulations by UNESCO, UN, the whole Mother Earth can be air conditioned. I am the creator of the climate change third group, air conditioning the Mother Earth. Thank you. Have a nice day.